Welcome to the José Candelario Show. I got a West Haven native. I'll call him a native. He's not from West Haven. Stephen Mullins, not from West Haven, from Alabama.
But raised in West Haven.
Raised in West Haven. Came over to
Age
Alabama
5, yes.
at 5. Now, when we talked a little bit about going back down. Do you experience outhouses down in Alabama, or was there indoor plumbing already?
You know what? We had indoor plumbing. But I do know of people that had outhouses, and because they had no indoor plumbing. And I do remember there was someone who I knew, I'm not going to mention names or anything, that they were actually looking for their pot. Where's my pot? Mom, where's my pot?
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, my mom, her parents were well off. We were very comfortable. Both my mom and dad worked. My grandparents worked. We were comfortable, and I had no want for anything. But there were people that were seriously poor, and you don't know what poor is until you've seen that level of poor. I don't see it as much now down there, but and I believe everyone has pretty much as has indoor plumbing now. But in the late 70s, early 80s, there were some people who did not have indoor plumbing.
People always, especially these young people, it's like, oh, you grew. I mean, literally, when you hear a young person say, "Oh, you grew up in the 1900s," I mean, there were still things, even in the time, there was still segregation. You said even when you went to school in the South.
And the now, granted, this was just the preschool, kindergarten time period, but there was a segregated school buses. There was for the little town of Glenwood. All the kids there went to a school called Brantley, which was pre-K through high school, and there was a white kids bus and a black kids bus. Yes.
Okay, I see you on social media a lot, and you come across as a right. You lean right. Is that who you are? Do you consider yourself conservative or Republican, independent? Where do you stand?
I am on the more conservative end of things. I have respect for everyone's opinions. If your opinion is different than mine, it doesn't mean that I think any less of you. I think in this country, everyone's entitled to their opinions, and we should be able to foster good relationships and be able to foster good conversations without any personal animosity for our differences.
I mean, come on now. I mean, there's animosity. I think
there is animosity, but there shouldn't be.
But the current climate is built on hostility.
Yeah, and it really on both sides.
On both sides, you think it's both sides. You don't see one side more than the other right now.
No, I see both sides. You've got fringes in both sides, liberals and conservatives. That you've got a fringe of crazy people on both sides. Then you have people who are
There's nobody in the
regular.
middle. There's nobody in the middle. Who do you see? I mean, I would think that there's more liberals in the middle than conservatives. Would you say that?
There's plenty. There are plenty of conservatives in the middle. But they're not talked about. Okay, here's one right here. But no. There are seriously challenged people on both ends of the spectrum, and it's sad. And I like the days. Now, I'm a little bit of a student of history, always will be. I know about it now because I've read about it, but the relationship between Reagan and Tip O'Neill. Reagan was president, 40th president. Tip O'Neill, or Thomas P. O'Neill, was Speaker of the House from Massachusetts. They bickered and argued like crazy, but they knew how to come together when the time called for it. Washington isn't like that now. I can't stand Washington. I think everyone down there is not down there necessarily for the right reasons. All right, and they're not even taking time to know each other, let alone like each other. I've never seen such a divisive Congress. Both sides. It's horrible. I like local government much better. I think in local government, like we talked about in West Haven, we can come together with some type of consensus and know each other and and like each other. The difference between a local government and federal government is those people in Washington don't know each other. They don't have any reason to know each other. We all share the same grocery stores. We all share the same churches. Our kids are on the same teams, all right, when it comes to soccer, football, Little League, and so forth. We can't always be bitter enemies because we got to deal with each other. We got to run each other all the time. Okay?
So
we might be enemies, but our kids are best friends.
the kids,
we can't act like that in a local level. In Hartford and in Washington, you can get away with that childish behavior, but it's tough. You can do it. There's a lot of childish behavior in local level too, but it's tougher because you got to deal with people on a personal level all the time.
And there's nowhere to hide.
There's nowhere to hide. There's nowhere to hide. You got to get your groceries. You got to go to church. And you got to bring your kid to soccer.
Now everyone's got to go to Aldi's. So I'll meet you at Aldi's, no one like it or not. With that said, you're an African American. Are you a Republican, Independent, or Democrat?
I am an independent right now.
Okay.
And I'm running for the city council at large seat in West Haven as an independent in Row C on November 4th.
As a minority conservative, very rare. You're like a rare species, but not as rare as people think.
Not as rare as people think. No, absolutely not.
I mean, have you seen the growth of the African American, specifically, right, from the inner city Democrat turned into a Republican? Why is that?
The reason why that is happening is because for many, many decades, the Democratic Party has taken black people for granted. And has made the decision that, okay, we'll go and campaign in these neighborhoods the Sunday before Election Day. Let's hit all their churches. All right, we've taken care of them. They're just going to vote for us anyway. Okay, and it shows, and I believe that more and more blacks in this country are waking up to that, and they're looking at either Republican or Independent, not necessarily being Democrats. And it's happening more and more. You brought it up, and there's more and more conservative-minded or central to right conservative-minded individuals in not just black community, but in Hispanic community also, throughout this region and other parts of the country.
No, I know plenty of Puerto Ricans. I'm Puerto Rican myself. I mean, I've seen plenty of Puerto Ricans move up to the suburbs, and all of a sudden, they're voting like they vote a red ticket. It's like, oh, that was a sudden shift.
You gotta realize. You mentioned the suburbs, all right? You gotta realize what they've left. So if they weren't happy here or in a bigger city and moved to the suburbs, why are you going to bring the politics of the bigger city to the suburbs? Just like people in California, mass exodus from California going to Arizona and Texas. More affordable, less regulations, and these Californians cannot bring the politics of California to Arizona and Texas because they're bringing what they're escaping to their new homeland, to their new land. It makes no sense.
Do you ever see, because we are in a very Democratic dominated part of New England, there hasn't been Republican mayors, West Haven most likely, but not New Haven. New Haven hasn't seen one now.
Since 1954, that was William Celentano.
There you go, history for you. Do you see a shift or possibility of a shift due to the current climate?
I think that right now with Steve Roscoe, who's running for mayor in New Haven, who's a Republican nominee for mayor, November 4th election, there is it's a very, very, very challenging and hard road, but I see him garnering a lot better than any Republican in the past. He has made serious inroads with people, particularly in minority communities in New Haven, and that was very evident at the debate I went to last, was it Monday? I think a couple of days ago on Monday or Tuesday. I think it was very evident that he's made some serious inroads. I don't know if he can break that strong machine down, but I do believe he's going to do much better than any Republican mayoral candidate has in probably 50 years, if not longer. I don't have the history of every Republican that's run for mayor of New Haven, but never history of a few.
They don't fare well.
No,
they have not fared well.
But
recent
there are serious problems that are not necessarily being addressed, and I think what we're seeing is people in the minority communities are finally getting fed up and tired of it.
Okay.
All right. I mean, the issues brought up regarding Yale and not giving enough, those resonate. And the more and more property that Yale purchases, and Yale is a magnificent asset to New Haven. Don't get me wrong, magnificent. I mean, something we should be proud of. But what Steve's looking for is for them to give back more to the community, because keep in mind, I think they've got 40%. I'm thinking 40% of property in New Haven is owned by Yale, which is non-taxable.
38, yes.
38. Okay, so I'm in the
You're in the ballpark.
I'm in the ballpark. All right. So what's going to happen when that's 52%? What's going to happen when that's 64%?
Trust me, I live in New Haven. I'm already paying for the other.
Exactly. Right.
My tax bill shows it.
Exactly. So it's issues like that are bringing minorities who were traditionally long-time Democrats for generations to more conservative thought process and conservative voting.
Now, we're in West Haven, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was a talk about that big old development on the waterfront over there, right over the, is it Main Street? No.
Kimberly Avenue, right over Kimberly Avenue Bridge.
Campbell Avenue Bridge.
Kimberly Avenue
Kimberly
Bridge.
Avenue Bridge.
Yeah. That was going to be the Haven.
The Haven?
The Haven, yeah.
That's what they was going to call it?
That's what they was going to call it.
It was going to be like a
major
promenade?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, circumstances happened that the creator of the project passed away, and his descendants were really not interested in pursuing it any longer. They are paying taxes on the property. They are keeping the property up. But to my knowledge right now, they have not had any other plans for anything right now. To my knowledge.
To your knowledge. I mean, but we're in need of a convention space. Especially in this area.
Mm-hmm.
Is the casinos stopping progress from happening in development sites like that? Because that would be a nice site for maybe a casino / convention / hotel, outdoor shopping, because I've seen these beautiful offshore shopping malls that are developed everywhere, from San Antonio's little waterfront to San Francisco, you name it.
And even if you go to right here in Connecticut, the Sono area or the South Norwalk area of Norwalk,
gorgeous,
is absolutely beautiful. I mean, I just strolling through the area, just absolutely magnificent. Yeah, there is plenty of potential in that area. However, it is owned by someone, and they have to be willing to put something together like that. And our city development and planning and zoning have to be willing to be able to listen and be open to ideas for it. But again, it is a privately owned property. They're paying their taxes. They're keeping the property decent.
So we're in a holding pattern for that.
We're in a holding pattern, yeah. Okay. And it really stinks. It really, really does. People were really looking forward to some serious economic development coming from that place.
So what happened to Rivas? I mean, Rivas is opened up.
Rivas is magnificent.
They're clamoring over. I mean, you can even get a seat there.
I know.
Got to get there at noon on Friday to sit down for Saturday.
And you know what? I can go to any eatery in the city of West Haven, any regular family-owned eatery in the city of West Haven, and I can look around and see somebody I know. I went to Rivas the first time, and I'm looking around like, I don't think anyone here's from West Haven, because people are coming from all over to go there. It's really bringing people in, and I think it's a great opportunity, and it's an opportunity for us in West Haven to bring in more businesses to that area to benefit from it. We have we have a great deal of potential in West Haven. Our shoreline has a great deal of potential. Our downtown has a magnificent potential.
The
But
motels,
it's just
they're
not.
going to work on that motel, the old hotel that's there.
Yeah, the Debonair. Yeah,
The
yeah,
Debonair, okay.
yeah. That's another
I'm
project. That's
sorry about that. I feel like I opened a sore subject
well,
for
it's
you.
just it's just been really bad. But I think there's hope for that. The bait and tackle shop, they're working on that right now. Someone has purchased it, and things are coming along in that area. The Beach Street has been raised. And I will definitely give our mayor credit from the time period she was state representative in helping with the funding for that, for the road to be raised. So therefore, we won't have to worry about the flooding, which is a major problem. It couldn't really develop the area at all. You know, you're going to have a 100-year flood, and it happens two years in a row.
100-year floods every 2 years. That's the average now. Yes.
So we have come a long way. Plenty of way to go, but we've come a long way. And being on the council, I think I can do a lot to help improve that with my past experience.
All right, socially in West Haven has always been, because we are from New Haven and stuff, and we always heard that it's tough. You go to West Haven, there's it's black versus white. How much of that is true? Or is it always about the papers and what the media puts out? It's not as bad as East Haven now.
Yeah, well, you know, I can't vouch for East Haven because I don't live in East Haven. I don't have to go to East Haven very often, but I can vouch for West Haven. I have not seen, and this is coming from a black man that's been there since 1980. I have not had any issues race related. I mean, I'm sure there have been some little issues here and there, some maybe a comment here or there, or whatever, but in general, no. But don't go on just my experience.
Are you going to continue building? I mean, this is not just in West Haven, just everywhere. Storage facilities, everywhere. I don't know what grows faster, vape shops, smoke shops, or storage facilities. Do we put a cap on either one of these?
The storage facilities. Now, West Haven, being a Fair Commission, I know this firsthand. We have, I believe it's 56% of the households in West Haven are rental. So storage facilities are a big deal, all right? Because some of these rental locations don't have much storage at all. They got no choice but to use a storage facility. Storage facilities are also paying taxes in the city of West Haven. From what I've seen, they look nice, they're well put together, and they're useful. Now we've got smoke shops and stuff, that's just popping up everywhere. No matter
New Haven put a cap on it.
whether it be West Haven or any place else. I don't know if we're at the point yet of putting a cap on it, but it's just how we live right now, and I'll learn more about it when I'm on the council.
Too many vape shops. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
I'm glad our aldermen here in New Haven took a step up and put a cap on it because it was getting ridiculous. And plus, there was like this one with catered to kids because one looks like Super Mario Brothers.
My goodness.
They're like knockoff of video games that we grew up on. So it's like one was like Vape R Us with Jeffrey. With Jeffrey the giraffe.
Yep, the giraffe. Yeah.
So it's the way they're targeting our youth with these alternative nicotine, whatever they call them. But
yeah, and you know what? I can't reiterate more. I mean, kids got to be so careful because they cannot trust anything coming from anyone.
Well,
I mean, it just takes a little bit of fentanyl to just wipe you out. And any hope you ever had is gone. And I've seen it happen too many times to kids right there at the high school. And it's sad. It's everywhere. It does not discriminate. Wealthy kids, poor kids, middle class kids, does not matter.
But it's the same thing with information now. We could talk about fentanyl, on the streets, but misinformation on the internet. Right now, right-wing media, as you well know, is very popular. It dominates the airwaves, has the most viewership. All of now television and news is swung completely to the right. Do we ever find a way to get back to the middle, or is MSN, which is now MSN now because they're done, CNN is on the verge of being cut out of the midfold? Do you see any middle on social media, even TikTok? It's going to be right wing by the end of the next year. So is there a middle in media and consumption that these people are relying as reliable sources to formulate ideas?
Well, there needs to be. Everything can't be one way of thinking. I would rather a centrist way of thinking, but we don't have that. CNN at one time was very central. It was, and it is no longer. And Fox News is obviously the right. So is Newsmax and One American News, and of course you've got MS Now, which is completely to the left. Yeah, there needs to be some type of consensus, but maybe the two of us should get together and form a new network.
Tempting, but let me tell you, we're so split in politics in this day and age. No matter what side you pick, you're on the bad side.
Yeah, and it really stinks because I mean, just looking at the political assassination recently of Charlie Kirk, I mean regardless of what you think of someone or how someone believes, there's no reason for political assassination in this country or any place else for that matter. And it's going to get to the point where it's commonplace. And it's sad. Just like school shootings and now church shootings. This is now, we just had the second church shooting that I'm aware of. You had the Roman Catholic school shooting a couple months ago, and you had Michigan last weekend, the Mormon church. I mean, this is a serious problem we've got. So, and it's all politically motivated.
Mm-hmm.
So whether it be a politician or a celebrity or children or people in a church, it's just it stinks.
What defines conservatism in this day and age? And why would someone lean to conservatism?
Well, it's being fiscally conservative, lower taxes, strong in defense. Fiscal conservative meaning properly deciding where tax dollars go and not overtaxing your citizens. New Haven, West Haven, Hampton, okay? It's a way of management. Then you got your social conservatism. There are some people who believe there are two genders. All right, and only two genders, and that I never thought I would ever have to say that's a conservative point of view, but that it's in the past that's always been what it was, but now apparently that's a conservative point of view. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people are now going towards the conservative way because it's affecting their pocketbook, their bank accounts, and it's affecting their children's schools.
How
when it comes to
is it negatively or positively? I mean, because we can blame the liberals for the current climate and the economy, but they haven't been in charge of the economy for 8 months. So how long can you really blame another side for something a year or 2 years in? Is it going to continue? Because that's what we see our president doing. And
you can say his name.
I can't even bring myself to say his name. But you understand what I'm saying. I mean, there's certain propaganda that how long can you withhold the misinformation?
Well, 8 months, or at this point, 9 months in office. 9 months in office compared to 4 years is a big difference. So in the previous administration, the economy was going very well up until the pandemic. And, in hindsight, things could have been done differently, but when you're right there in the middle of things, it can be difficult. But it's only been 9 months at this point in time, and it's taken a long time to recover from the last 4 years. And I got to say that I don't have I've seen gas prices, for example, stay steady. I've seen defense of this country be supported. Um, I've seen improvements as far as that's concerned.
The only probably thing we could probably slightly agree on is how our borders are controlled. But is it now do you feel like it's an overreach going into individual cities? Do you see New Haven having the National Guard be brought in because of his immigrant status? And would you support something like that?
Well, I don't believe the National Guard's been going into cities due to immigrant status. I think it's due to violence and so forth. I think that's the reason for the National Guards in in the cities that the Trump administration is talking about is being used. But I don't see a request forthcoming from the White House for New Haven, particularly. I think in the case of New Haven, the police are doing the best they can under the circumstances. I don't think it's gotten to a point where it is a Chicago or a New Orleans. Now, New Orleans, where in Louisiana, where the governor is actually welcoming help from the federal government, and Chicago and Illinois, they're very much resistant. In D.C., they were resistant, and now they see that it's a big help. But I don't think New Haven is at that point.
But crime is down across the country. I mean, between 20
Tell
to 30%.
that to the victims.
But
Tell that to the victims who are being shot, being stabbed, being mugged. Tell them that crime is down. Tell the people of Chicago who live in these inner city neighborhoods, not the tourist area that the governor is walking around videoing. Talk to those people, those black and brown people. Talk to them and try to convince them that crime is down. The argument for against the National Guard being used, we're in D.C., where the president actually has direct control over the National Guard, being used in D.C. was that, oh, well, D.C. crime is down. Well, evidently it's not down enough. If you've gotten people who are still being carjacked, shot, stabbed, mugged, what have you. Okay? Tell that to the victims and see what their reactions are.
Do these neighborhoods that he's been into, a majority of them do not feel like they need or want this kind of level of policing? Can we call it that?
You can call that.
Policing. Mm-hmm. California has pushed against it. They do not want people wearing masks. ICE is turned into a six-arm, because we have now Space Force. So
yeah.
We got Space Force. So now we have ICE. Oh, wow. We are. This is just a sign that this conversation is getting crazy. We're 30 minutes in. But you do have pockets of our society that are anti-ICE, are sixth arm of the government now, because now we have the armed forces,
seventh, because you forgot Coast Guard.
Oh, I'm sorry. The Coast Guard right now is not, obviously they're not doing their job either, because we have ICE. So they can't wear masks. They don't want ICE wearing masks in California. So it's pretty obvious that whole state. Do you think that this is a personal beef between Newsom and Trump, or is this really the people versus the federal government?
I think a lot of it is some of both, but I think definitely a personal vendetta between the two of them. Quite frankly, when it comes to Governor Newsom, Governor Pritzker, Governor of Illinois, Mayor Johnson in Chicago, everyone needs to stop acting like babies, grow up, and have conversations and understanding and come to consensus, because that's the only way we're going to get through. The federal government has a job, and the number one priority of every government, whether it be local, state, or federal, is safety. That is the number one job, is the safety of the people.
Short or long? Okay, you are. I can't get over it. I'm talking to like a conservative, man. You sound like a Republican. Oh my goodness. Have you gotten that all your life, the shock, or have you found?
Not so much anymore.
Oh, so that one time.
Yes, not so much anymore.
At one
Because
time,
as
though.
we started our conversation, you started off talking about Black and brown people coming from the Democratic Party.
Transitioning.
Coming from the Democratic Party, going to more conservative areas of the Republicans or independents. So that is one reason why it's not nearly as much of a shock now, because there's a lot of people who have joined me now.
Oh, okay.
All right.
But you've always been like this. Did you, or did you?
Been like this?
I mean,
It sounds like it's some type of disease.
It is. To me, it is. You caught something at 21. No, but in all honesty, have you always leaned to these political views?
Yes. I mean, things may have changed here and there. I can't. I may
Have you
involved
voted
in some issues or whatever.
So you voted for Reagan? No, you were too young.
Thanks a lot.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean
appreciate
to say,
that.
I didn't mean you to say you're that. Oh, I'm sorry.
Wow, my birthday is next week, and I'm not too thrilled about it. And now you're going to ask me if I voted for Reagan. Okay, all right. So he was president from 81 to 89.
Yeah, I know.
So how old do I look?
Myself,
no, I need to know this.
Black don't crack.
Mr. Sally Jesse Raphael glasses over there. I need to know how old I look. All right, you got the same hairdo I do. Okay.
I just turned 48, and I feel all 48 years of it. So you first voted what, in the Clinton election?
Yeah, it would have been. Yeah, it would have been 92. Yep, that was the first my first vote.
Your first vote, and how did you vote then?
I voted for Bush.
Okay. All right, so you always leaned right.
I have always leaned center right. Yes.
Center, very specific too. I like that. Very good. Mr. Mullins, I ain't gonna take up much of your time. We've been here all afternoon. Again, you're running for councilman November 4th?
November 4th. Early voting at large, and at large is a term for the entire city. That's in West Haven, and I'm on an independent line, which is line C. Early voting begins on October 20th.
October 20th. And you see, I like how he told me that I can name the Trump, but he does not want to name his adversaries. He just says line C.
I'm not worried about my adversaries.
Very
no,
good.
but I will say I'm not actually running against any one particular person. How it works is we're council at large in West Haven. The Republicans put up 2, the Democrats put up 2, and the independent parties put up 1. And the top 3, each voter can vote for 2 of those positions, and the top 3 get it.
Very good.
So I don't actually have a particular opponent.
Wow, you're just going out for the votes then.
Yes.
Very good. Well, congrats.
And I don't have to, I'd have no reason to, quote, talk crap about anybody. We're all in it together, and let bygones be bygones.
All right. Wow. Thank you very much for clarifying things and having a cordial conversation with a with the left centralist as I am. But I do appreciate your comment.
I will mention one thing, and I'll close with this. Last spring, I got a magnificent opportunity and a magnificent honor. I was presented an honorary doctorate of public policy from the International American University. There was a literary organization that was assigned to write up a nice biography on me and my entire life, which much of that was said in the interview, as well as a little bit in this interview here. And
I got it right here. Never Stop. The Unbreakable Spirit of Honorable Dr. Stephen Robert Mullins, biography of Dr. Stephen Robert Mullins. I guess you can pick this up everywhere, especially on Amazon. I got my own copy. I'll be reading tonight with some tissue.
No crying moments, no.
No, okay.
Well, it's dedicated to my grandmother, and she may have had some crying moments, but I don't think anyone else will have any crying moments.
Very good. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right,
Thank you for having me.
Doctor. All right. Good luck on your candidacy. This has been the José Candelario Show. Thank you very much for sticking with us in these tough times. That, you know what, you can still have a decent conversation even if you have different opinions.
Pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
There you go. Look at this
Right.
guy. This guy covers all the bases.
Absolutely. Keep our ladies healthy.
And the new host of the José Candelario Show, Dr. Stephen Mullins.
Well, no, we got to collaborate. We got to get our network going on. You want something Centrals? We can do that.
Very good.
Okay.
Anytime you want our Centrals conversation, we're going to have it right
Very
here.
good. All right. Thanks
With
a lot.
that said, thank you very much, everybody, for joining. Like and comment on the bottom. Thank you.